whatever. It's like, well, guess what? Now, if people like Syrup and WebJP continue on, maybe Lucas might be banned. But we're not going to see any evidence of that right now. We're going to get Bumblebee Ness going up against Rivers. Fun fact, there is a difference between Ness and Bumblebee Ness, and that's that I lied. I made that up.
Well, might be just a little tribute to the season of spring opening up and the flowers blossoming right here. Wants to just pollinate these flowers a little bit and definitely do the opposite to Rivers on this way in. This would be a huge upset on the part of Syrup if they're able to take this out. And Rivers making it to winners semifinals, ladies and gentlemen. Not losing to some degenerate character back in the early rounds. No plants, no nothing. He's out here, winners semifinals, only dropping one game in this bracket so far tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And now he's playing a matchup that he should be quite familiar with, but Syrup ain't nothing to be trifled with.
Yeah, no Luigis, no plants, and definitely no Luigis. So we're going to see how Rivers does in the face of Wi-Fi Ness. I mean, okay, yeah, you mentioned a little bit of Ness experience. That's going to come with the territory in the state of New Jersey, where they're from originally, but it's going to be Syrup that draws first blood out of the monk. And yeah, 3 stocks to 2, and Syrup only on double digits, and just, yeah, keeping Rivers off the ledge. You don't get to play this game.
For sure, for sure. Ness has got a little bit of that Mario factor as well, a little baby version of it, if you would, where they've got insanely stringy combos, but that's stubby limbs to make up for it in the meantime. It's the type of archetype of character that typically does fairly well against Diddy Kong, the kind that can just use their mobility to get around the banana and have a stringy enough punish game to the point where they don't have to reset neutral against Diddy and worry about that thing. And as you can see, Syrup with the onslaught, aggression, non-stopping against Rivers right here, stalling himself in the air to get around that up smash, and is up 3-1 against the former hometown hero, I should say, in Rivers. This is looking like a slaughter stew.
Yeah, more or less, and Syrup is kind of exposing Rivers right now. Now we're seeing the jab lock stuff, but this is Syrup we're talking about, and the drop kick to the chest! Syrup 3 stocks Rivers. And the thing is, in your heart of hearts, Nintunas, that's no fluke. That's just how good Syrup can be.
What was that Seth Rogen movie that starred the kids or something? It was R-rated, and there was this whole marketing campaign where they said, oh, the kids aren't old enough to see the movie that they were in. That's what I feel like right now, because I feel like what we just saw was inappropriate for children. Yet it was by a kid. That was just brutal. The pressure over and over again, stalling himself in the air with the magnet, and then just a reset twice in a row to getting that PK fire, resetting once again. It's not the easiest thing to SDI. You can SDI it, and it's simple enough to do so, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get out, especially out of a jab lock, which is just about the most vulnerable position you could possibly be in it, unless you're by the ledge, which is where Rivers was. I was expecting a down air out of that, because Rivers' only real option was to just smack that stick to the left as far as you can, try to get out of that PK fire, make sure you don't DI into him, and he would have been off stage when I expected the down air, but instead, Syrup just had to do something even more fancy, be reversing the PSI magnet into the back air. I guess it was a little safer, but he was up all those stocks too, so if anything, he might have just styled. Either way, we're on PS2 for game number 2, and Rivers is going to have to do some soul searching.
It's always good to go for those things when you have a little bit of confidence in yourself, and it's easy to have that confidence when you have the room to work with. I mean, what's it like if you're playing Rocket League? You're going for those flip resets. I mean, are you really going to do that when you're like down and you've been beaten all these times, or are you going to feel more confident doing it when you're up 3-0 and you have a little bit of room to work with? And if you get scored on in transition, it's not the end of the world. It's like, that's kind of what Syrup is doing. You're playing with house money, and yeah, you got a 3 stock out of it. So, congratulations. You can do all the hard technical stuff, and maybe that's good for when you're in a not so fortunate situation.
As I've always said, as a player who started playing competitive Smash Brothers with Melee, all the tech skill in the world does not mean anything if you don't got neutral. And Syrup out here showing you that he has both in spades. Ladies and gentlemen, canceling these PSI magnets and just making good enough decisions to get a 3 stock on Rivers. In the meat, though, he's going to get grabbed. Edge guarding situation, slowly floats his way out and air dodges back to the ledge safely. And we got ourselves reset again. This is just very, very even right now, man. But with the way that first game went, I don't know.
Either way, this is 4 straight stocks for Syrup, and Rivers looking like they're moving through molasses in comparison to this Ness, who's just absolutely dominating Diddy in the air. And yeah, just through all the things that Diddy tries to do to disrupt you, certainly that banana, a big part of it, has not been able to establish itself with its buttons. Only just there chasing Ness above the ledge is where you got even a semblance of a start of that game plan to really be materialized.
And if anything, I feel like Rivers needs to find some way to focus a little bit more on the mid-range with the banana. I mean, Ness technically does have a reflector in terms of projectiles, not that it's something that it's a pretty committal one, of course, in the forward smash, so it's nothing like, you know, say Mario's Cape or Fox's Shine or something like that, but in that mid-range is where I feel like he could really focus out and box out Syrup the most, man. That's the range where a character like Ness, who's got insane combos, but, you know, a pretty stubby limb range to start with it, I feel like he'll have, like, the best advantage state from, you know what I mean? That's where he'll be able to just really create, like, a 50-50 mix-up game, and when not, he's gonna throw the banana! Not that it okay, no, this ain't Smash 4. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing no fancy footstool setups like that, but Syrup's even got those on deck, my friend. I don't know what to say, Stu. I mean, as even as this game is, Syrup clearly knows something that we don't.
I mean, Syrup is playing with all the confidence of a composed veteran, and this is not something that you can really take for granted. I mean, yes, we know that esports is the land of the youthful, and Syrup, even by those terms, could be considered to be a bit of a youngin, but they're certainly not playing like it. I mean, this is someone who knows exactly what their win conditions are and how to execute it. And yeah, they're playing like they've been playing with people like Angel Cortez for years, man.
Was wondering which one of these guys would have the matchup experience on deck. I'm getting pleasantly surprised by Syrup's performance here, but Rivers looking like he's going to have something to say about it here as we go down to the last stock. It's all going to depend on when Rivers necessarily decides to swing in these banana tosses, because the thing is, Syrup, is that he doesn't just get like one hit out of his punishes over and over, man. This guy takes strings at the beginning, despite the small size of the monkey. So I'm just curious as to how he's going to have to hold down this neutral, because Rivers, I gotta say, is not doing the best of jobs playing around the PK fire right now on the way in and out. He's just getting caught by everything that Syrup just decides to throw out. I gotta say, he's really just making it look easy as this goes on, and all of a sudden, Rivers is now only about 2 real big, meaty hits away from getting this 2-0 W over Rivers, but the edge guard here is in place, Stu!
Oh, no way.
Wow.
Come on now. You can't be doing this, dude.
Yeah.
You can't be doing this.
As
Syrup.
hype as it was.
My gosh. Yeah, no, I mean, look, I know we might be underplaying this just a little bit, but this kid is on an absolute tear. Going through Rivers 2-0, which is not something that you see all that often, and it shouldn't be surprising because we know how good Syrup can be. But yeah, another one of Jersey's finest. We can say Syrup is going to be making their way to winners final, and yeah, just not a whole lot that Diddy could do there, and even on like one of Rivers' preferred stages.
I don't know what it is about this state that breeds players of the PK kit at this high of a caliber, but whatever it is, I don't know if it's something in the water or what have you. Maybe it's Gonz's game collection, something like that. I have no clue, but whatever it is working out clutch. This is the moment, the coup de grace right here, I should say. If Rivers was able to land that, would have been the W, but at the end of the day, he did sacrifice stage control for that play. I don't blame him. With the way that he was dealing with Syrup throughout that entire set, getting 3-stock the first game, getting hit for at least damn near 40 every single time he got touched, Stu. I don't blame him for wanting to go the extra mile on last stock off the ledge right there to try to get in Syrup's head a little bit and try to close out that game. But at the end of the day, it is a very risk-reward situation to do anything with Diddy off the level like that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you watching this at home right now have been watching Tweak streams. You know, he doesn't say too much But he doesn't have to. His fingers do the talking. You see what that Diddy does. You see the crazy offstage plays that happen, and you know the crazy offstage plays that character can do. But Syrup just seemed to be prepared for every single onslaught that Diddy Kong as a character had prepared during that set. And as a result, he will be moving on to Winners Finals, guaranteed top 3 in this bracket, going up against Gaio.
And well-deserved as well. I mean, the kid is